I'm Stephanie Carpenter. I am the Assistant Director of the ICPSR Summer Program, and I am pleased to have you here today and to get to talk about the summer program in our classes. It looks like we have several of our staff members here joining, and they'll also be helping me answer questions from you all along the way. All right, so today during our presentation, we are going to introduce you to the summer program. We're going to talk about our history and our parent organization, ICPSR, which stands for the Inter-University Consortium for Political and Social Research. We are going to talk about what makes our program unique and reasons why you might want to attend. We'll talk about our curriculum, which includes more than 90 classes every summer. We will discuss our registration, fees, and discounts. We'll also talk about on-campus housing if you are an in-person participant in our general sessions. We'll talk about the scholarships that we offer and also the opportunity to apply to be a teaching assistant in the summer program. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we will save some time at the end of the presentation for any additional questions that you might have that weren't addressed throughout it. So I would like to introduce the summer program administrative staff. The summer program director is Rob Franzese, who is joining us here today. Rob Franzese is a professor in political science at the University of Michigan, where he is director of the program in international and comparative studies. His research interests center on the comparative and international political economy of developed democracies, and then also related aspects of empirical methodology. And he has been teaching in the ICPSR Summer Program for many years. Rob, would you like to say hi? Not to put you on the spot.
Sure. Hi. Yeah, in fact, 14, 15 years, I think I've been teaching in the summer program now, and I've been director for 3 years, and it's a wonderful program, as Stephanie's going to tell you all about.
Great. Thank you. So next up, Scott Campbell is our communications coordinator. Leah Trapidze is our administrative assistant who helps with payments. Sandy Zalmut is our business development director and then also our lead technical assistant. Laura Zimmerman is our administrative assistant who helps with a wide variety of tasks. And then I am the assistant director of the program. All of us work year-round to support the ICPSR summer program, so no matter what time of year it is, including in winter, you can reach out, and there will be someone who is available to help you either via email or on the phone with whatever it is that you need. So let's talk about the summer program and our history. The summer program itself goes back to 1963. At that time, there was an increasing interest and need for quantitative analysis among social scientists. There was, at that time, a lack of faculty who were teaching social methodology at academic institutions here in the US, including at the University of Michigan, where we are. And there were a lot of self-taught practitioners of research who wanted to gain more formal training. So in 1962, a political scientist named Warren Miller worked to create ICPSR in order to share data from the American National Election Study, which continues to this day. And then a year later, he launched the summer program with the aim of training social scientists in elementary research methods and survey research, as well as more advanced analytic techniques. So the summer program has grown throughout the years from training approximately 60 scholars during that first summer program to this year training more than 1,000 scholars. In this slide on the screen, you'll see a collage of group photos of the summer program throughout the years, including our very first cohort of participants in 1963. That's going to be on that middle row on the left side of your screen. So the summer program is a unit within ICPSR, which is an international consortium of more than 800 academic institutions like universities and colleges, as well as research organizations. ICPSR maintains the world's largest social science data archive with more than 350,000 files of research, and it also hosts more than 20 specialized collections of data in everything from education aging, social media to criminal justice, substance abuse, terrorism, and other fields. ICPR's mission broadly is to provide leadership and training in data access, curation, and then through the summer program, methods of analysis for social scientists and researchers throughout the world. So ICPSR is a unit within the Institute for Social Research at the University of Michigan, and we maintain our offices here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So I'd like to jump into the program and talk about three things that I think that make the program unique. And the first one of those is our broad curriculum, which allows you to build a methodological toolkit that is going to fit your research needs. Our comprehensive curriculum includes more than 90 classes every summer. Our curriculum is designed to meet the needs of students from advanced undergraduates up through graduate students, including masters and PhDs, as well as postdocs, faculty scholars, and other applied practitioners and researchers of all different skill levels and educational backgrounds. We offer advanced and specialized classes that many participants say that their home institutions do not offer on a regular basis or at all. Some of these universities may only offer comparable stats courses through their computer science or statistics departments. So a lot of participants report that they come to ICPSR to get applied training from the perspective of the social, behavioral, or the health sciences. What's more, our participants report that they like learning stats during the summer, that's right, because they are free from the distractions that come up during the regular school year. Our summer classes have been described by many people as a kind of language or akin to a language immersion program in which you get daily focused time to learn and practice your skills with others. As one of our participants told us, before coming to ICPSR, they had taken 3 quantitative methods classes at their home institution. And this person described these 3 courses as being, quote, very big picture. They covered a lot of topics in the course of the semester. But this person, by coming to ICPSR, they were able to supplement and deepen their quantitative training because ICPSR courses, as they put it, go really deep into one method. And then finally, if you're a graduate student, you know that by taking classes during the summer, you are able to shorten your time to degree, which is very important. So a few years ago, I was interviewing an individual who was a TA and a former participant in the program. And I asked this person what he thought was unique about the program, about the summer program. And he said, quote, "It's generally rare to find professors who are great researchers and great teachers." And he went on to say that, quote, "ICPSR puts a lot of time into finding the right professors for the right course. So you wind up with professors who not only understand the material, but who love the material." So I think that's the next thing that makes ICPSR quantitative training unique. Our instructors teach because they want to, not because it's a required part of their job. Our instructors use and they love the methods that they are teaching in our classes. More than one instructor that I have met throughout the years that I've been at the program, and that's about 11 or 12 years, so I've met a lot of our faculty, but more than one of them has said that they were formerly a participant in the summer program, and they spoke about how transformative their learning experience and their time was here at ICPSR, and how when the offer came to teach, they took it up because they were very excited about paying it forward to the next generation of scholars. Their hope, I think, was to kind of give the same guidance and to create mentorship opportunities for the participants that were in their classes. So the result of all this is that our participants receive really responsive instruction in the classroom or on Zoom. Our instructors in all our classes welcome questions in class and then afterwards. They hold office hours in which you are welcome to come and talk with them about the class content or even your own research. In fact, in many of our classes, you are welcome to bring and use your own data. And the result here is a very supportive and encouraging learning environment that features a lot of one-on-one guidance and feedback from the faculty. A lot of our participants report that the faculty are genuinely interested in helping them, the participant, bring their current research projects to what they call the next level. So not only is the instruction responsive to your needs and your background, but it's also coming from leading experts in a variety of fields and disciplines. Our instructors, we have more than 100 every summer, are respected methodologists from across the US and around the world who are using and also publishing the methods that they teach, often in top-tier journals. Most importantly, though, our instructors are award-winning educators who are able to explain and demonstrate quantitative methods to a diverse group of researchers and scholars. Our instructors are thoughtful about taking the time to deliver course content in a systematic and logical manner, making complex topics accessible and engaging. And then they also take the time to explain the mathematical theories behind the methods, and then further demonstrate real-world applications from there. So finally, what makes the summer program unique is the opportunity to network with scholars from a variety of backgrounds and disciplines and to build a robust community of colleagues and other scholars. Both our participants and our faculty describe our learning environment as, quote, academically rigorous but laid back. It's a supportive community in which there is a notable lack of hierarchy between our faculty, our teaching assistants, and our participants. In fact, we don't use the word student here. If you're taking a class, we call you a participant. You are a co-collaborator in your learning, and you are often involved with the faculty in helping to guide discussions in the classroom, ask questions, and provide feedback to your peers. Talking to one participant, they said that at ICPSR, it's like you were learning together, making friends, kind of like summer camp of old. So very charming. We value connections and networking here at the program. A lot of our classes feature group assignments or collaborative work in which the participants are able to share ideas, discuss challenging topics, and then find solutions together. As I mentioned earlier, we train about 1,000 individuals every summer, and they represent a wide range of institutions, disciplines, and backgrounds. In our courses, there are opportunities to meet and connect with people who are in your field, but who are at other universities around the world. But then there's also plenty of opportunities and chances for interdisciplinary connections and insights as you learn alongside individuals from other diverse methodological perspectives. We here at the summer program consider our collaborative peer community to be a major asset of the program. Many of our participants have followed up with us throughout the years, either via email or when they see us at conferences. And they tell us that at the program, they ended up finding a mentor, a research collaborator, or a co-author while they were here. So I'd like to return to our curriculum and take a deep dive into the types of classes that we offer, beginning with half of our curriculum that we call our topical workshops. So every year, every summer from May through August, the summer program offers more than 45 topical workshops. Each topical workshop is going to provide rigorous and focused training in a specific methodological technique, just in a few days. Typical workshops that we offer from year to year include Introduction to Network Analysis, Item Response Theory, Machine Learning, Causal Inference, Multi-Level Modeling, and many more. As for the format and the length, our topical workshops feature instructional contact hours, so those lecture hours on Zoom, in a quantity of either 20 hours or 40 hours. And I mentioned this number of contact hours will matter because it will help us determine later what the registration fee is going to be for that workshop. And we'll talk about that later in the presentation. Most of our topical workshops are offered in an online-only format. And when you participate online, you can either choose to live stream the daily lectures via Zoom, or you can watch the lecture recordings asynchronously at a time that better suits you, or you could do both. As for the length, the topical workshops range in length from 3 days to 2 weeks. And then most of them meet for 4 to 5 hours daily, Monday through Friday. And that also includes breaks and times for you to step away from your computer, rest your eyes, and just kind of recharge. There will be, we expect, a few dual mode or hybrid format workshops in which you can choose to attend either online or in person. Our dual mode workshops with an in-person component are held here in Ann Arbor on the University of Michigan campus. And then finally, for all of our topical workshops, they are going to feature extended access to the lecture recordings and workshop materials, most of them through December 31st of the year that you take the course. So who attends topical workshops? Who's kind of the ideal audience for these? Participants in these workshops are mostly advanced graduate students, postdocs, faculty, and other researchers. We like to say that topical workshops are well suited for anyone who needs really in-depth and intensive instruction in a single specific method in a short interval of time. Often they have other responsibilities such as work, research, or family that they're doing in the hours before or after a workshop, but they're able to take time out during their day for 3 days, 5 days, 10 days to attend the workshop. Enrollment in each workshop is typically capped at 25 people per workshop so that the instructor has enough bandwidth to help everyone. And then finally, the summer program offers what we call several sponsored topical workshops. A sponsored workshop focuses on and explores either typically a substantive topic or a specific data set, such as in the past, we've offered workshops on the population assessment of tobacco and health study, the panel study of income dynamics, and the Monitoring the Future study, which measures drug and alcohol use among adolescent students nationwide. Our sponsored workshops are typically offered by an archive or a project here at ICPSR and are typically free or discounted to attend for admitted applicants because there is generally a competitive application process for each sponsored workshop. All of these sponsored workshops are posted along with our topical workshop schedule, which we are currently working on for 2026 in the very early stages of it. And we'll have more information about that in mid to late January. So if you do go to the summer program website right now at www.icpsr.umich.edu/sumprog, SUMPROG, and go to our courses page, you'll find a link to the schedule for 2025. A lot of the classes and workshops that we offered in 2025 will return in 2026 with different dates and times and possibly instructors, but our schedule is often stable from year to year with some adjustments. So if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, if 45 topical workshops sounds like a lot and you're wondering how am I going to pick the best workshop for me, when you go to our registration portal, when we have it posted, we provide a standard set of information for each workshop, including the workshop dates and times, a syllabus provided by the instructor, the workshop goals, as well as learning outcomes, the intended audience for the workshop or who should take the workshop, any prerequisite knowledge or training that would be expected, the difficulty level, which ranges from beginner and suitable for all levels up to intermediate and advanced, the software used in the class. And I want to say that for all topical workshops, the summer program provides any required software to participants free of charge for the duration of the workshop. You'll find information about the instructor and their bio, and then the number of instructional contact hours that are offered by the workshop, either 20 or 40. Additionally, if you have any questions as you're browsing our schedule of workshops, you're always free to reach out to the summer program staff if you'd like specific guidance about what might be a good fit for you, given your prior training or your current research goals or needs. So now we are going to move along to talking about the other half of the summer program curriculum, which we call our general sessions. Our general sessions are a comprehensive methods training program that comprise more than 40 classes. Our general sessions offer foundational training in research methods, including computation, formal theory, basic stats, and regression analysis, as well as specialized training in a diverse array of the most advanced and cutting-edge methodological techniques, including machine learning, text analysis, network analysis, and more. We offer 2 general sessions every year. The first session for 2026 will run from Monday, June 8th through Thursday, July 2nd. And then the second session will run from Monday, July 6th through Friday, July 31st, 2026. So our general session classes, as I said, there are more than 40 of them. They are categorized as either a methods course or a math and computing lecture. The methods courses, each of those is going to feature a full semester's worth or about 40 instructional contact hours of intensive instruction in a specific quantitative method or technique. While the math and computing lectures, each one of those is going to provide equivalent to a half semester's worth or about 20 hours of supplementary instruction in math and calculus, as well as computing software such as R and Python. When you register for a general session, either the first or the second, you can select up to 4 methods courses, plus unlimited math and computing lectures in that session. In each general session, it's going to offer a mix of introductory and advanced methods courses. So in the first session, I think there is, somebody might have to correct me, I'm on my team. I think it's like 14 methods classes that we have. Okay, Rob's giving me the thumbs up. So in the first session, there are 14 methods classes that you get to choose 4 methods courses to take. Some of those range from intro stats up to regression analysis, intro network analysis, intro Bayes, multi-level models, as well as machine learning. So there's a really broad selection of courses in each session. And then the summer program is also thoughtful about arranging courses from one session to the next so that if you take an intro class, say in network analysis, in the first session, you can follow it up in the second session with an advanced course on network analysis. We have several curricula that go from intro, say multi-level modeling, to advanced across the first to the second. The way the classes, the courses and the lectures are scheduled within the session, during the first week of each general session, the math and computing lectures are going to meet daily, Monday through Friday. And then during weeks 2 through 4 of each general session, the methods courses are going to meet daily, Monday through Friday. We're thoughtful about this because this way you get a chance to learn the math and computing skills that you're going to need kind of as a foundation before beginning your methods training. So when you register for a general session, I think I've alluded to this, but you get to customize your own schedule based on your previous training and then also your current research needs or future goals. And what's really unique is that you're able to make changes to your general session schedule after the session has started. A few days before each session starts, you'll have the opportunity to discuss your class selections with a course counselor that is a faculty member in that general session, and you can get their feedback and advice on which courses you should be taking. And then you can also add and drop classes during the first few days of each general session. Regarding enrollment caps or limits, there are none for any of our lectures or courses in the general session, so you don't have to worry about a class filling up. You can register for one or both general sessions. You aren't required to attend the first session in order to attend the second session, but you can attend both. As for the format, all the general session classes will be offered both in person and online. All of our lectures and courses are held here on the University of Michigan campus in Ann Arbor. And then for online participants, you can choose to stream the lectures live via Zoom, or you can watch the lecture recordings asynchronously. Like with our topical workshops, all of our general session participants have extended access to all the Zoom recordings and class materials for the courses and lectures that they took through December 31st of the year that you attended. So let's talk a little bit more about the general sessions. I know this is a lot of information, but outside of the daily class meetings, all of our general session instructors and TAs hold daily office hours. And we strongly encourage our participants to go to office hours to ask questions about what you're learning, or even just talk about your own research or get advice about your dissertation. It's not uncommon for our participants to do that. As for the participants themselves, we have about 300 participants in each session. The modal participant tends to be graduate students, including masters and PhDs, but they also include advanced undergraduates as well as postdocs and some faculty and researchers who have been out of school for years or decades, but are seeking to broadly expand their methodological skill set. Our participants in the general sessions come from dozens of countries, and they actually do come from those countries and come to Michigan and take the classes here in Ann Arbor. They represent more than 30 disciplines, ranging from political science, sociology and education, to law, engineering, journalism, environmental science, public health, nursing, and many more. If you're wondering, should I attend in person or online? I'm going to mention a few advantages to each format, but of course, this choice will depend on your own circumstances. Online participation is really well suited to those who have families, work, or other obligations that prevent them from coming to Ann Arbor for 4 to 8 weeks. With our online participants, they still have access to all the course lectures and the other course materials during the session, after it ends. And then the online participants can also meet with their instructors and TAs in daily office hours via Zoom. Online participants can also get to know their fellow peers through online networking in Slack and other events and networking types of activities that we plan. And then if you are considering attending in person, there are also a lot of benefits there as well. When you attend in person, you have the opportunity to focus on your classes and shut out the distractions much better than you were if you were at home. By coming to Ann Arbor, you're really able to prioritize your learning in a way that our virtual participants tell us that they struggle to do. Even more exciting, we offer a lot of social events and food for our in-person participants, including weekly coffee and donuts meetups, our Tidy Tuesday art networking lunch, picnics, and many, many other daily events and get-togethers, both formal and informal. And then there are a lot of study groups and other social plans that our participants tell us that they're organizing on their own. Countless participants who have attended in person in the past have told us that the general sessions are kind of like a fun stats camp or fun nerd camp, in which they get to spend day after day getting to hang out with other data nerds and just being excited about the methods that they're learning. So it is a deepening to your experience being here in person, but there are plenty of opportunities to connect online as well. So let's talk about our registration and fees for the program. Registration for all of our classes, both the topical workshops and then the general sessions, will open in early February of 2026. In order to register for a class, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the summer program registration portal. I don't have the link for that yet because we haven't put it together. We're still working on that, but you'll go to that registration portal. You'll fill out the form, which includes providing your name and contact information, some educational and demographic information, and then you select the classes that you want to take and you pay, and that's it. No transcripts or other documentation is required unless, say, you're applying for a sponsored topical workshop that has an application. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, ICPSR is a consortium with more than 800 members. These members include universities, colleges, foundations, government institutions, nonprofits, and many more. So on your screen right now, you'll see a table listing our registration fees for our topical workshops and also for our general sessions. The registration fee that you will pay will depend on whether you are currently affiliated with an ICPSR member institution or not. If you are a current student, faculty, staff member, or researcher at an ICPSR member institution, you qualify for that discounted registration fee in the column that says for participants from ICPSR member institutions. And if you're wondering, am I part of a member institution? Is my university one? There's a list on our website. So you could go to the summer program website. I'll give the link here in a little bit, but you can go look at the member list.
I'll just put the link in the
Thank
chat.
you, Rob. Great. For individuals who are affiliated with an ICPSR member institution, the topical workshop registration fee will range from $1,675 to $1,995. And the differences in pricing there, those variations depend on whether you pay your registration fee before April 1st, and then also the number of contact hours that the workshop offers, whether it's 20 or 40. So for individuals who are not affiliated with an ICPSR member institution, they will pay the non-member registration fee, which for a single topical workshop is going to range from $2,975 to $3,525. And then for our general sessions, the member registration fee is going to range from $2,725 to $4,375. And that depends on whether you register for one or both general sessions, and again, whether you pay before April 1st. Because beginning on April 1st, all of the registration fees for our topical workshops and our general sessions will increase. For individuals who are not affiliated with an ICPSR member institution, a general session registration fee is going to range from $4,975 to $8,425. The pricing for a general session is kind of like buffet pricing. So you're going to pay that single fee, but you can take, like I said earlier, up to 4 methods courses, plus unlimited math and computing lectures within that session. And that goes regardless of whether you're affiliated with a member institution or not. As for registration deadlines, the deadline to register for a general session is going to be approximately 10 days before the start date of that session. And the deadline to register for a topical workshop is the Wednesday evening prior to the start date of the workshop. However, a lot of the topical workshops, as I mentioned, have enrollment caps. And if you wait too long to register, it may be that the workshop fills up and there's not a seat available for you. Finally, we offer discounts on our registration fees, including a discount for returning participants, a discount if you enroll in 2 or more topical workshops, or a topical workshop in a general session, a group discount for academic departments, and then also an on-campus housing discount. For more information about our discounts, please visit the registration page on our website. Let's talk about scholarships. Every year, the summer program and ICPSR offer more than $150,000. I think it's actually $180,000 or more in student scholarships. Our goal is to remove financial barriers to participation and increase access to statistical methods training for students of all different backgrounds. This past summer, we awarded 90 scholarships. ICPSR scholarships cover the registration fee for our general sessions. There is one scholarship, the Owen, that provides a registration fee waiver to a topical workshop of your choice. All of the ICPSR scholarships are targeted towards students, including undergraduates, master's, and PhD students in specific disciplines, including sociology, political science, public policy, education, quantitative history, and several other disciplines. And then a few of our scholarships are also open to pre-tenure scholars and early career academics. Our scholarships are open to international students. Each one of them is going to have its own set of eligibility criteria, which we are currently updating for 2026. Those will be posted on our website by mid-January. You can apply for more than one ICPSR scholarship. You can apply for any and all for which you are eligible, but you will need to submit a separate application for each scholarship, and you're welcome to use the same letter of recommendation for different scholarships. As for the application process itself, you have to fill out our form through our online scholarship application manager and then submit all of the required application materials. In most instances, these materials include a CV, a letter of recommendation, and a cover letter. We'll begin accepting applications for scholarships for 2026 on Monday, January 26th. And then all scholarship application materials, including letters of recommendation from faculty, will be due by 11:59 p.m. Eastern on March 1st, 2026. And I expect that we will announce decisions to applicants by mid to late March 2026. Let's talk about our teaching assistant positions. Every year we offer TA positions for graduate students. Our TA positions provide invaluable pedagogical experience for grad students to take into future teaching positions at colleges or universities. And this is a really terrific opportunity to work alongside a summer program instructor, and then also to meet and connect with a diverse, international, and interdisciplinary constituency of our participants. In fact, some of our TAs actually go on to become summer program instructors. We have more than 30 TA openings every summer. Our TAs are assigned to assist with methods courses and lectures in our general sessions. TAs are expected to work here in person in Ann Arbor. We don't have any remote or virtual TA positions. And then they're expected to work up to 40 hours a week during the general session that their class is scheduled. The compensation for 2026 is going to be a little more than $42 an hour. The typical responsibilities for TAs include assisting the instructors with the presentation and preparation of class materials, meeting with their instructors, attending the daily lectures and answering participant questions, holding office hours, holding lab sessions, and possibly supplemental learning sessions, and then evaluating work and grading assignments. The qualifications include being currently enrolled in a PhD program, or having a master's degree or equivalent combination of education and experience. Of course, having experience with quantitative research skills in the social sciences or a closely related field. Having experience with statistical computing software. Possessing excellent communication skills, both oral and written, in the English language. Good interpersonal skills. We value past experience as a TA in a stats course at the university level, but that's not required. And then knowledge and command of the skills and material that's going to be relevant to the courses that you want to assist with. So when you apply, you tell us which general session methods, courses, and lectures you're interested in serving as a TA for. As for the application materials, those include a cover letter, CV, letters of recommendation, past course evaluations if you have those, and a transcript as well. All of the positions for our 2026 TAs will be posted to the University of Michigan Careers website in early January 2026. And then finally, we'll talk a little bit about on-campus housing. It is going to be available for our first and our second general sessions. And then also typically for a couple of the dual mode or hybrid topical workshops that we schedule in the days leading up to the general sessions as well. This on-campus housing is in a student dorm located here on the UM Central Campus, and it is within walking distance of the classes that you would be taking. An incentive to living on campus is that we offer a 10% discount off your general session registration fee if you purchase on-campus housing, just a little extra incentive to get you to come here and join in person. The summer program participants who register for on-campus housing are grouped together on the same floors, which gives them another chance to get to know and spend time with their fellow attendees. And living on campus is a really great opportunity to connect and network with your fellow attendees and cohort members outside of class. What we make available are single air-conditioned rooms. The room comes with a bed, linens, pillow, dresser, desk, and chair. We're still waiting on information about the bathroom situation for next year and if that's going to be a community bathroom or a more private bathroom that's shared between just a few individuals. And we'll have more information about that on our website in the coming weeks. Um, there are bathrooms, if they are community, they're separated by gender, and then there are also gender neutral restrooms. In 2025, the rate for a single room was $59 a night. We're still waiting on the rates for 2026. And I do want to note that the on-campus housing registration is not included in your fee for the general session, so that would be separate. With the dorm rooms, you have access to a community kitchen, and then you can also purchase a meal plan for a separate charge and eat in the campus dining hall or at other restaurants and commercial food vendors across campus. Other perks, you have automatic access to the UM campus recreation and fitness facilities for no additional charge. And it's just really convenient and reliable to live on campus. As one participant told us this past summer, living in the dorm was a great opportunity to meet people and build friendships. We became friends through having breakfast and meals together and during our walks back to the dorm after class. And they said it was just a really wonderful experience. Then finally, if living on campus in a dorm is just not how you want to spend your summer, and we understand some people are beyond dorm life, we also provide resources to help you locate off-campus housing on your own if you would prefer. So more information about all of the things that I've talked about today will be posted on our website at www.icpsr.umich.edu/sumprog. On the homepage of our website, you'll also find a link to subscribe to our email list. If you sign up for our email list, we'll send you notifications when you can apply for scholarships and TA positions, and we'll also notify you when registration is open. And then finally, you can reach out to us if you have any questions. You're welcome to email us at ICPSR-sumprog, that's SUMPROG, at umich.edu. We'll see if you have any questions right now that haven't been answered. I'll go ahead and end my presentation, stop sharing. All right, team, how are we looking? Do we have questions that we can help answer? I see that one attendee has asked, when will the TA positions be open for applications? Great question. I have asked our HR department to open the positions on Monday, January 5th, 2026. So I expect that job posting to go live Monday, January 5th, 2026, sometime that day. And it's scheduled to close at the end of the day on Sunday, February 1st, 2026.
I'll say a little something about there's another question about housing work for TA positions. So the TAs can find housing as participants do. And I just wanted to return to the on-campus housing. It is a dormitory, that is true. U of M dorms are recently renovated. In general, that we have, they're quite centrally located, obviously, to the classrooms where you'll be using. Those are some of the big advantages. But I think actually one of the biggest advantages that I want to make sure we mention is that working through the on-campus housing, the U of M housing, you have the institutional certainty of working with the University of Michigan. We have had rare, but it does happen. We have had circumstances where folks secured some housing or thought they had secured some housing, and then the arrangements that were made independently didn't prove reliable. That does happen. Like I said, it's rare, but it does happen. And so another nice feature of the dorms, I don't know how strongly it weighs against the I'm too old for a dorm sensibilities. But if you're the sort that would like to know that U of M is providing the housing, and so you have that level of guarantee. That's, I think, a not to be underestimated advantage. Short answer to our undergraduate students graduating in spring 2026 eligible for student scholarships. The answer to that is yes. Yeah, certainly. I mean, particularly if you're headed to postgraduate studies, that would open the description. That would open your. That would make you qualified for more of the scholarships that you see there. The syllabi for last year's, answering another questions here. The syllabi for last year's courses and lectures are available online. I believe that's correct. Any of my colleagues correct me if I don't have that correct. But we don't yet have a 2026 curriculum fully arranged. Like Stephanie said, it'll be similar to the 2025 program. So you can get a good idea of what the different courses are like that way. There's another question regarding the TA positions that we didn't mention. Yeah, the TAs are in fact entitled to register and enroll in courses and lectures while they're here TAing. There's a limited number of TA positions, but that is one of the great perks is that you're able to register for courses while you're TAing. In general, you don't have the time in the day to live synchronously follow those courses given your TA duties in the course or courses that you're assisting. But everything is recorded and available through December 31st. So yes, that's an additional perk of being a TA. Uh, And Stephanie sends her apologies to everyone that her Zoom is acting up. I'm sure this has never happened to anyone ever in the audience. But of course, whenever you're doing something really important, that's exactly when Zoom decides it's time to update. So she sends her apologies and she's trying to get back online. I'll try to stand in. Keep the questions coming as I see them. I'm trying to respond to some, and my colleagues are typing away furiously with additional answers. Let me say something about course selection. There's a question that wasn't directly about course selection. It was about what would be suitable for someone beginning and not sure what they'll need for their dissertation. But about course selection. So in addition to having the descriptions available on the courses that you can read online, you are also encouraged to email us or to email those instructors in the cases where to email those instructors about the content of their courses. You should talk with your own advisors about selecting these courses. Once we have a list, that will make that more available. We have course selection guides that we provide for the general sessions. And then finally, there's some what we call course counseling that's available prior to the session starting. And one really important thing to note, so there are 14, for instance, in the general sessions, there are 14 courses that you can select up to 4. Taking up to 2 of those live, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, and then up to 2 more, as I call it, backpacking them via the recordings to follow later. So you might wonder, like, how do I select which course I want to do and which others? You have presentations in addition to the descriptions of the courses from the instructors. and you're not locked in. So you select the courses that you want at the time of registration, but you can change those course selections up to and including the first 2, 3 days of the class session, so that there's still time to change the road you're on, as Led Zeppelin say. So you have lots of flexibility. One thing that sometimes when people are registering for some prog, they get very concerned that they're locking themselves in at that registration point, and you are not. Try to, of course, select the courses that you think you're going to want to take, because that helps us decide how much capacity we need in those courses. But you have flexibility. Are there meal plans included with the housing fees? They're separate. So you can purchase meals if you like. You don't have to purchase the meals if you want just the housing, and you'll manage for yourself. One thing about the dorms is that the cooking availability is communal, right? So exactly how extensive the resources are for that is maybe more limited depending on what kind of individualized housing you might have got otherwise. Um, Other administrating teaching positions available? I'm afraid not. Um, Applicants from, no, you do not need, so there's a question about whether you need some kind of endorsement from your home institution if your home institution is a member institution. And the answer to that is no. You simply select what institution you're affiliated with that's on the membership list. And generally your email happens to identify you in that way, and so you're good there. If there are any questions, we can address them as they arise idiosyncratically. Some guys, like for instance, sometimes people are in transition between different roles and they wonder how we think about your membership status in that regard. If you have questions like that, reach out and we can help you. Which scholarships are available to international applicants? And the answer to that question is anyone that doesn't say U.S. Say something explicitly about a U.S. only restriction. So uh, what you see is me here thinking. All of the scholarships that we offer through our various partners right here at U of M, none of those monies are coming from U.S. Agencies, so they do not have that U.S. citizen only restriction attached to them. A couple of our partner institutions are, like, for example, U.S. National Science Foundation funding, and so those may have restrictions. I don't know. But in general, there aren't. So if you don't see that it says explicitly U.S. citizen, then it is not limited in that way. There are some topics. Here's a question. Are topics in the topical workshops also covered in the general session? Could one participate in both? One could. There are some topics in the topical workshops that the general session courses don't touch, and courses and lectures don't touch, and vice versa. There might be one or two things in the general sessions that are not available as a topical workshop separately. Generally, the topical workshops, not always, but many of those are generally more specialized in their focus. And the general session is a bit more like if you were to have a course in network analysis at your home institution, perhaps there are some, just to use network analysis as an example, then the course you find in ICPSR will likely be much like that, except in the summer and compacted to a 3 to 4 week experience. Whereas a topical workshop might be on a more specific focused aspect of network analysis. It might be general as well. You have to look at the course descriptions to get a sense of that. Right. So one could participate in both. So for example, there might be follow-on courses that you would like to take, workshops that you would like to take after a general session course. So you might take a general session course in Bayesian analysis, and then you might take a topical workshop in Bayesian latent variable classification modeling or something, to give it a couple of examples. How do you apply to be an instructor is a question. In that case, you would send to us an email, a proposal of a workshop or a course that you would like to teach. And you could start by just indicating your interest and what of teaching something in general. You don't need to go into any great length, and then we would talk about what more we would want to know about that sort of thing. Um, I hope you were able to follow the chat. In the chat, I gave some strategies for finding funding and support around. So I would make sure if you're a graduate student, as is our modal participant in particular, I would make sure that you search around and talk around your institution quite extensively. For starters, to try to assemble a group for the group discount. But also you will find many of our participants find that their departments, maybe their graduate school, maybe some program or institution at their home university has various kinds of monies and support for additional or continuing education and training. That's an opportunity. And another sort of a thing that some participants do, I do myself, but it doesn't occur to a lot of people, I think, is that if you are a research assistant, or you employ a research assistant or research assistants, you'll find that the research leader, the PI of a grant in particular, may find it very much find themselves very much willing and able to support their research assistant going to the summer program to train in a particular methodological area. The deal that I have with my students on occasions when I've sent them to take certain workshops to train up on something was that they must come back and try to teach me whatever it is that they learned in that workshop. Or maybe you would have your research team and you would share your expertise with your research team that you gained in that regard. And like I said, if folks have sponsored research grants, quite a very valid use of some of those research monies is to support their research assistants' further education and training. So make sure you're asking around for all the support you can get to cover those registration fees. There's a question about I applied for ICPSR twice but have not been successful. So maybe that person who's anonymous could clarify. So the ICPSR Summer Program, in general, the general sessions, the topical workshops, there's no application process for any of those. So either this question is about the scholarships, or it's about the sponsored workshops. So maybe we should say just a bit more about the nature of those sponsored workshops. So what those are, often they're organized around a grant-supported data archive, like maybe the panel study of income dynamics, and part of the grant that supports that data is some training in using that data or in managing and applying that data. Or doing analysis with that data. And so the sponsor, that is the grant, has certain criteria for acceptance to their training program and using that. So we, the ICPSR Summer Program, wouldn't directly have feedback for you in how to better match those sponsors of the individual sponsored workshops, what they're looking for. You might want to reach out to the managers of those programs. Regarding the scholarships, there isn't regarding those scholarships, we try to make them travel as the funds travel as far as we can. But the bottom line is that we have approximately we have close to 1,000 applicants and an ability to fund less than a tenth of that number of participants. So the bottom line regarding the scholarships is that they're very competitive. Some more and others less, and there isn't much advice to give on those. So definitely apply for our scholarships. Look around your home institution for resources to support continuing education, and And also on our scholarship page, we'll link to a few affiliated organizations or partner institutions that support travel to us. And there will be one or two new scholarships, notwithstanding the funding environment that we all know is a little bit rough these days. We've had some ability through the great legwork of our team at ICPSR to find even more support this year than we were able to offer last year. And let's see. Regarding the teaching assistants, yeah, we do. We have an open application for our teaching assistants for all folks around, and I see that that question's been answered by one of my colleagues, but I'll just continue anyway. Um, just to note it, that process too is quite competitive. We have 14 courses, not all of which require a full TA's services given the size of the participant pool in that in those courses in each of the general sessions. So approximately some require more than one TA to work properly. So so you're looking at certainly less than you're looking at less 40 or so teaching assistants across all those applications. So again, it's a competitive process, a difficult process to find the right match and fit. One thing I can say is when you apply for the teaching assistantship, make sure you do connect your background and training that you've had so far to a list of specific ICPSR courses that you'd like to TA for, courses and lectures that you'd like to TA for, so that that connection being made is one of the most important features that we have to find a match between the skill set of the TAs and the needs for TAs across the ICPSR general session courses and lectures. And we seem to have answered all the questions. Is that possible? Well, I think it might be. So let me conclude with saying that I hope every one of you is able to come and join us in Ann Arbor or online. Appreciate it very much. I believe in the mission of the ICPSR Summer Program to spread as far as we can, as widely as we can, as broadly as we can, access to real social science research methods. Social science, I think offers the opportunities of tackling the biggest and most important problems. And it's you all in the audience that are going to be tackling them best for us. So I couldn't be more enthusiastic than I am about leading this program and about hoping to welcome all of you, as many of you as possible, right here live in person to Ann Arbor, so we can have an even greater summer session together than in years past. Bye for me then.